Welcome to our Rotary year. I'm going to be very loud. And Google me if you can't hear me. Just start texting wildly, and I'll see the chat box come up. But yes, hi, welcome to New Year. It is raining, so there more people. There might be more people like online at the moment, but very excited. Very excited about our speaker today, also, because I mentioned last meeting that this year I wanted to focus on homelessness and just what that meant. And the thing about homelessness is it's such a huge layered topic, right? And sometimes when an issue is so big in scope, people are like, well, we can't fix it tomorrow. Let's not do anything at all, right? We can't do anything about it. We can't make it go away. Um, but I am a glass half full kind of person. And I'm like, if a problem is so big and layered, then there are multiple opportunities and multiple ways to address it and make it just a little bit better while the system works itself out, hopefully, or we make bigger changes later. Um, so we do that, but we have been doing that with Trinity Cafe um, and Feeding Tampa Bay. But recently I found a nonprofit that I had never heard of. I have heard of a similar concept in California a couple of years ago, but I think it's the first time I heard about it here in Tampa. So that is Mr. Bubbles Showers. And today our speaker is Marsha Hall, and she's the CEO and founder. And they provide mobile showers around Tampa Bay for the homeless. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we have to do our four-way test, first of the year. Hopefully, we could get some unison.
Yay.
Stay in unison. If not, that's half the fun.
With a large online contingent.
Yes.
Interesting.
If you guys want to turn on your mics just for the four-way test, just indulge us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yay. Okay, so the four-way test. Of all the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it be
Will
goodwill
build
and
goodwill,
better
better
friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Just lag. They were right on time. It was just lag.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a stadium tour thing. Okay. All right, next slide. So yes, our speaker today, Marsha Hall, if you would like to take the floor. I'm going to move to her PDF.
Okay.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Before we start, before we show the clip, so you can get familiar what Mr. Bubbles does, I just want to give you a little history about myself, so you know that I pretty much thank God that I'm given this opportunity to serve the homeless, because I am one of those rare species. I'm from Tampa. Actually, I'm a Tampanian, born and raised here. But I moved away to go to college, came back with a husband and children. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But I have been working with the homeless for over 15 years now. I work at Metropolitan Ministries right now. I'm still serving there. But my first experience, when I arrived at Metropolitan, my responsibility was to serve the homeless. In other words, on a daily basis, I spoke with the men and women that are homeless right here in this city, finding out what they really need. We do a great job feeding them. We do a great job. Should I turn this way? Okay. 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 Uh, we do a great job feeding and clothing them and housing, but no one thought about they need a shower in between that transitioning time of their lives. But I just want to share that with you that I am a Tampanian. I've been in serving the homeless for 15 years. And because of my first duty at Metropolitan is to work with, to work with the homeless, I heard about they needed a job, they needed a home, but every day I would hear this question every day: where can I get a hot shower? Who would think they would need a hot shower, a wanted hot shower? But one day, young lady came in my office. That's all she asked for. She wanted to know how to get a hot shower. Well, I couldn't accommodate her on the grounds, but I did make a way for her to refresh her body. But when she left my office, as a woman, being a woman myself, that really gripped my heart that a woman could not refresh themselves on a daily basis. And so I seek God, what should I do? How should I resolve this for them? So I saw a need in our community, but taking it even further, yes, you can have a shower area, but they still have to make it to you. And so, in other words, they have another problem is transportation, because those are things we had to provide them with, bus passes and things of that nature. So God gave me the vision to do a portable showers where we can take the service out to the community. And this clip you're about to see is one of many interviews that we have been featured on local news of our services, what we provide. And Fox News was the very first avenue that gave us the opening to the public. So enjoy, and then I'll come back up and speak with you more, okay?
If this works. Let's hope it works.
Think of food and clothing when we donate to the homeless, but there's one woman who looks even deeper into the need. Different. Very ordinary.
That's me.
We tend to forget that they are still human. They still have feelings, they still have wants, they still have desires. On a daily basis, the homeless find themselves lack of compassion, love, dignity. They look for food constantly. They're looking for clothing.
Marcia Hall has been an employee of Metropolitan Ministries for some time now. She's worked closely with the homeless, helping them get the basic necessities.
I believe if we get back to just seeing them as human beings, not their circumstances, not their situation, but they are human beings with a soul and a spirit. And if we can get to that point, I believe that we can really solve a lot of homelessness.
She takes it a step further, beyond the hot meal and some new clothing.
It's just a rejoicing expression of feeling water on their body again, to feel the warmth and kindness that they can get from another human being.
Yes, sir. Marcia Hall started what's become known as Mr. Bubbles, a portable shower unit where the homeless have an opportunity to get clean again, like Ronnie Gelch, recently evicted when his disability didn't come through when he thought it would.
I've never been on the street. I'm 60 years old. And this is something else here, and I'm trying to get the hang of it.
And thanks to this event at Trinity Cafe,
2, 3 cheese.
he was able to feel like his old self.
Yeah, they really nice, super people, you know, and everything's turned out real good. They got the right idea.
Just unzip it right here.
Oh yeah. Because I got to take a shower.
I cry every time I see a gentleman come out of the showers with his head held high, his shoulders back, and he got a big smile on his face, and he's walking with a slag, as they say.
Marcia says that if water can offer dignity to someone who's only known degradation, affection to someone when they've only experienced animosity, love when they've only been disliked, H2O
Right this way.
is worth its weight in gold.
Like a plant, you put a drop of water on that plant, it revives itself, it stands up, it feels proud, it feels like part of the community. And that's where we want to be, is to encourage God's people to know that somebody cares. See a life transformed by simply a drop of water. Can you imagine that?
Now, over the past year, they've given showers to about 450 people, and they did it only by working 2 Saturdays each month. They plan to expand their service, hopefully 600 or 700 people this year. You have an idea, someone or something you think is an ordinary, shoot me a suggestion on my Facebook
Or on Twitter.
Thank you for that. Did a perfect job bringing that video forward. I just wanted to show you some changes. That was years ago. You know, my hair changed. You notice that? And that was my husband, the man with the heavy voice. That was my hubby. Amen. I mean, I'm not in church. I'm sorry. I'm a church woman. And if I say amen, just look past me, okay? It's just something rolls off my tongue. But if you can take it back to the previous one real quick, just as you see what our mission is, it's simply to help the homeless maintain their pride and dignity with the cleansing of their body and soul to restore them into the community. And our motto is, I see you and I care. Because a lot of times, unknowingly, unconsciously, we see someone, but we don't see them. But Mr. Bubbles is all about, as you heard me speak, to bring the attention that the homeless is still human, like all of us in this room tonight. Go ahead. Okay. As it says, our service is just as Mr. Bubbles is a 501c3, so we are fully accredited, state and federal, nonprofit community service-based organization since 2016. So we have been out there long, but we haven't been out there real long. But we have served over, I believe, Walter indicated we had served over 700 people. Well, we're over 1,000 now. And we only do it on Saturday mornings. So, because most of my volunteers, including myself, we still work a full-time job. So on Saturday mornings for 4 hours, that we have committed to do that and provide that service to the homeless. As I stated, our motto is I see you and I care. Our vision is to simply make a permanent facility where they can come have a safe place to be able to take care of their basic needs. Go ahead. Meet my team. Mr. Bubbles Focal Group. Miss Betty is one of my head uh, leader volunteers, and that's the rest of the group. This group of people are great, but they get to see miracles every time we go out to provide this service. Because a drop of water, they see a life transformed because of a drop of water. It's amazing how people go into that box. You saw it was a cute little blue and green. I mean, orange, pink. You saw that? Yeah. They go into these showers, and it's a full size shower as if you're at home. And we have the control of the water, hot and cold. You know, a nice shower head for them. But they go into this space, look defeated, downtrodden, you know, hopeless, and they go in and take a shower, like many of us may take a shower when we leave here tonight, how refreshing it is to our bodies. And it does refresh our soul and our mind. And that's what we get to see every time we go out and provide this service, is to see a life transformed because of that. When they come out of that space, they come out with a whole different attitude, whole body language, look more with hope in their eyes, and they also feel that they have accomplished something. As simple it may seem to us, it's a big deal for them. These are ways that you can donate or volunteer your time with us. I've indicated you can do incline, which means we do accept clothing because we provide them not just with the shower, and we couldn't just give them the shower and then let them put the ramen clothes back on. That don't make sense. There's no dignity in that. So we also provide them with an outfit, new underwear, new socks, and a bag with all the items they need to take a shower over and over again, or able to wash refresh their body again and again. So we do accept in-kind donations, which is the clothing, the hygiene items, the underwears, and then we also need monetary donations because we have to provide this service. We have to get the gas, the van, and just all administrating fees that go along with that. And we have tried our best to cut it down to little or nothing, but we still need monetary support. If you would like to volunteer, We have a care team, sign-in table, shoppers, shower monitors, and we also need social media. You looking right now, you're looking at the marketing, the fundraiser, the CEO, the president, the founder, you're looking at it right here. And I really need help with that. All I'm looking is for 5 hours a week. Help me post, help me keep our numbers up, things of that nature, very similar. And a lot of you, I know you know more than I know about this technology. And just fundraiser when we're ready to do a campaign. Like recently we did, we have the unit, but we need something to pull it. So we used to have to rent a van every time we go out because we have supplies we have to take with us. So we just finished up a campaign for a van. So we would have our own van. That gives us more freedom. We can go out more often. We can go out further without being restricted of the rules and regulation it is to rent a van out. So those are just some things as I put there. I'll go to our web, website, excuse me, Mr. Bubbles, MrBShowers.com for information. Sign up for volunteering. Sign up for any of those things you see listed there.
How do you guys get it out to the community where you're going to be?
Hold on to that question. Get at the end of the information and then I'll answer any question, but that is a very good question. Just quickly want to show you the smiling faces after they've taken a shower, got new outfits on, and how well they're looking. Go to the next, please. Now, we not just go out it ourselves. We do want to do a one-stop shopping atmosphere. When we go out, we do partner with other agencies that can provide services to the homeless. Once again, because we're taking it out to the community where the homeless hang out, where they're living, and so forth. And we want to be able to provide them with services that will help them become self-sufficient. Okay? So we do partner with other agencies to provide service. Now we're at the question section. And the question online, again, if you would give it to me.
How does the homeless know where you're going to be?
Well, with me being part of that homeless arena through the years, I have built a rapport with a lot of agencies that provide services to the homeless. So, for example, Trinity Cafe is our main hub, I would say, because they are the ones that open up their campus to us initially. Well, Trinity Cafe provides the homeless a hot meal 7 days a week. So we come in on Saturday morning, just adding another service to what they already provide to the community, and they can get a shower. If we bring other agencies with us, they can get assistance to apply for life-changing benefits, IDs, things of that nature that they need once again to become self-sufficient. Once we establish the locations where we're going to be, we do send out flyers to the agencies, plus the agencies that we physically going to be located at what days, excuse me, Saturday mornings and what times and what dates. And we also put on our social media and our website. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Great question. Anyone else have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I was curious, just I feel like, you hear all the time about, more people falling on hard times nowadays because of a lot of issues just in our area in general. Like, what have you noticed about like changing the you work so closely with people experiencing
Well, as
homelessness?
I don't know if many of you know about Metropolitan Ministry and what they actually do, which they house families and single females. Well, since the rent has gone up, you know, income is short, think everything is raised. So we're getting more families that's in need for housing. Well, that puts them in two places, living physically in their car every night or in a hotel, which the hotels are high. And it's not the best hotels in the city. Okay, we have to be honest about the situation. So you find them in those two situations living, or they're living on the streets, physically on the streets, and it's increasing every day. I just happen to be metropolitan. I don't work in that division. I work when I started off. I've now um, I'm in a position where I receive all the calls in the community that calls metropolitan for service. So I get to hear the mom crying on the phone because her and her children, and you hear the young children in the background crying for mama, don't know why mama is upset, and she has nowhere to go with these young babies. Can you imagine hearing that every day for 8 hours a day? That's what I do every day. So I'm aware of the situation as far as homelessness from that end, and then I turn around and do Mr. Bubbles. That's why I want to get Mr. Bubble out, services out more frequently because I know it's growing that these services are needed. You know, did that answer your question?
Oh yeah, and it would make me think, like you said, even the piece that's about dignity too, and
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Any other questions? Don't be shy.
What are
Yeah.
some of the challenges you face in finding a location or setting up, just the logistics of it?
Our first challenge, and most of all, was the van because we had restriction. We had when we rented the van, we had restriction on how far we can go out because it costs us money. And the further we went out, the more it cost us. So now that we have the van, we're a little more flexible where we can go and how often, but also people feeling comfortable with the homeless. No disrespect to anybody in this room and anyone online. Everybody is not comfortable with the homeless because they have a stereotype in their mind that they got a drug problem or mentally. Don't get me wrong, they are out there, but a lot of people we meet has education, just like you heard that older man. He didn't get his benefits and he couldn't hold down his housing anymore. So they are varieties of reasons why people are homeless. And like they say, the face of the homeless is changing. They used to say that every year, but no, the faces of the homeless is changing every second, every second. And so some of the challenges is simply finding out where they are now. You know, we used to we know that Trendy Cafe they feed every day, so we know they're going to be there. Then we had to find out, well, where do the families go that's homeless? Where does, the single person just came into Tampa, moved into Tampa, thinking they're going to have a job, and that job didn't work out. Now you find yourself homeless. So the challenging part is really just regrouping and observing where the homeless is presently establishing themselves in the city. Any other question?
How far ahead of time do you guys plan each location?
We try to do at least 2 weeks ahead, and the reason why I have to go out and visit the site so to find out and make sure it's safe for my volunteers and myself, and to also find out if it's an area where we can have privacy, where the homeless can come up and take a shower and not feel ashamed, not feel embarrassed, things of that nature. Yes. So we do try to plan out 2 weeks ahead. So right now we planned out all the way until August. So here we are.
What does like a typical event look like? You said you're out there for hours.
Mhm.
Like the structure of it.
Well, when we arrive, we come with the shower units. Okay, the units themselves have to be set up with the heater and so forth. Then we have the van with all the supplies in it. So we're bringing out containers with clothes, containers for men's and women's clothing. We bringing out a container with underwear, men's and women's underwear. We're bringing out a container with hygiene packages that we've already pre-packed. That's including men's and women together. Then we bring out another container for Miss Betty. She does my sign-up table, and she has the paperwork and the information, because we still try to give them information on other agencies that possibly can help them become self-sufficient. And so we got tents, pop-up tents. We have tables. We have chairs, and then we have I don't know. Notice in the front of the showers, which those have evolved because we found better tents and everything. I call them dress pop up. We have those, you know. So yeah, it's an event. Yeah, it's an event. It's an event. But we got a routine down now, so we know how to unpack and how to set up a little quicker. But still, it all takes place because we take pride. We just don't throw the clothes up on the table. I'm very sensitive. I'm all about presentation. Yeah. No matter who it is. If it's a CEO or a homeless man on the streets, he deserves and she deserves the best that God provides for them in spite of. So when we set up, we have a table for men's and women's clothing. We have a table for the underwears and the hygiene package. We have a table for them to set up for signing in. And all my volunteers, our colors are orange and white. We have orange tents and we got orange shirts. So we're cool. All
This
right.
might be a silly question, but do you guys limit the amount of time they can spend in the showers in order to maximize the number of people that can go through?
Yes, we definitely have to do that. We found that out by a hard way when we first started. But as if we don't have many people waiting, we try to increase the time, especially a woman, because the woman is the foundation of how Mr. Bubble started. We give her a little, she got a lot of hair. She hasn't washed it in weeks. And you can tell because it's matted or dirty and so forth. And she wants to wash her hair. Yes, we're going to give her that extra time to wash her hair. But yes, we do have to put a timing on each person that gets into the shower. And that's a timing including dressing as well. So we give them about 5 to 6 minutes. You'll be surprised. You can shower within that time. I tried it before I implemented it. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. That was an awesome question as well.
Any other questions?
Any other questions? And the cards that we gave you, the postcard, it has the information on the back of it, what we do, how we do it, why we do it. And on the front, it has our website, phone number, and I think other information. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. So it has information where you can contact us, email, um, website, and phone number, and our mailing address. Okay?
Do you take volunteers like you volunteer every Saturday or 2 Saturdays a month, or can you just sign up to volunteer?
You can sign up as many events we have, you can sign up for it. And it's good because a person that wants there, I'm telling you, if my husband was here, he could tell you the story better. But every volunteer that comes, we have volunteers coming from Orlando to volunteer with us dedicatedly, to us, if that's such a word. But they come. And the reason why is because two things. The homeless will get familiar with you and you'll get familiar with them because they are shy initially, and that's why I try to operate where we don't have them feeling bad or feeling ashamed that they need to come and take a shower. Um, but it's good for a volunteer to do every event if you wish, and you have the freedom to do so because once again you'll get familiar with them and they get familiar with you, and it's so rewarding to see the gentlemen and the women's come out of those showers a totally different person. I kid you not, transformation every time, every time. you see a difference in them. You see the shine in their eyes. You see them got their shoulders back and just position their body different when they walked in. Don't get beside, get it all. So good. Yeah. But let me tell you this. Speaking of that, let me share this story if I may. Do I have time to do so? I have a Trinity Cafe. We were there, and I guess you would call the security guard or personnel that look out for the clients and communicate between staff and the clients and so forth, instructions. And he brought an older man to us one Saturday. And if you go on my website, you'll see his story and you'll see a picture of him. But shy man, nothing, special about him, just an average older man, he was very humble, came to us with his head down. And the gentleman said, look, this guy needs a shower, but he doesn't want to come over here and take it. He's embarrassed. I said, oh, no problem. And my volunteers are so wonderful. Now, any man, no matter what age they are, if you get some pretty little girls around you and they say, oh, let me help you, I think this will look good on you, any man's chest will start standing up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I told my volunteers, hey, we're going to get this gentleman a shower, get him a nice outfit, just treat him special, right? And just sure, he goes into the shower, they get him a nice little outfit, matching colors, really, put it together for him. They all around him say, come on, we're going to put you in the shower. Now, you ready for the shower? He said, yes, ma'am. He went in the shower. He comes out, and this man has the biggest smile on his face. I mean, literally from ear to ear. But this is the special thing. He told my volunteers that he had nothing to smile for 6 months. And that just taking that shower put that smile on that man's face. How can rewarding that to be? To experience that, to know that this gentleman felt that he had nothing to smile about. And that's what he was expressing to us. But just us allowing him and treating him for a moment in his life. Just a moment in his life. And we transformed him. And he has the biggest smile. Please go on my website. You can see his name is David. It will make you smile just to see his smile. It's just beautiful. Any other questions? I can go on and on and on about different stories. Any questions online? No? Thank you. No, thank you.
Got it.
Hi, yes. Thank you so much for that, and for letting us know how the volunteering process works as well. I also wanted to let you know before you leave, we are going to give you a small donation, and then we can see how we can work together in the future as well. Thank you so much. Okay, quick announcements since we have that. Yeah, we're good.
I figured it out.
Thank you, Dylan, for helping me out with this also. Okay, so Rich mentioned, I don't know if this was brought up around Rich, if he just brought it to me, or if it was his idea. Otherwise, you get the credit though. So Rich had the idea that we should probably do a social immediately after we have inductions, so just make that a thing. But just focus on the new members so we can all, get to know, newly inducted members, and just so we can get to know them a bit better. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do some bowling. I did try to look up bowling memes, and those are surprisingly hard. I feel like that's a segment that is abandoned. It's not good.
I can find bowling.
Then you need to do it. But so we're gonna Splitsville, do some bowling. Saturday, July 16th at 4. I only mentioned one game. I don't recall how long bowling games are. I think it's just as long as conversation flows or doesn't. So we'll gauge just if we want to do more than one game after that, or if we're hungry and want to get food, which we usually are hungry.
At Splitsville or at Energy?
The plan was to get food outside, like at Sparks and Wharf, so everyone can kind of get what they want.
Like not greasy bowling food?
Little food is decent, but yeah, that's part of the option.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
Anything else? Our next volunteer event will be at the Spring of Tampa Bay. So they are a shelter for domestic violence victims. There are 3 different ways to volunteer with them. We're going to start off, I don't want to call it easy, but like the easiest introductory way that I can think of, which is just working at their donation center. Essentially, they have a thrift store and all proceeds go towards sustaining the shelter. So we'll just be there sorting through donations that they receive. And if we like that, we can explore other ways we can volunteer as well after that. So yeah, it will be the following Saturday, July 23rd. There's already an event on Facebook and it's on the newsletter. In the newsletter. Amara, are you online? Amara?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the cleanups, please?
Yes, we have 2 planned cleanups. We have one in August and we have one in September in collaboration with Keep Tampa Bay Beautiful. Details coming soon. They don't have much out right now on that event, but our dates for the next cleanup are August 28th, Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon. And then, like I said, the cleanup in September 17th, Saturday, is at 10 a.m. and will probably be a 2-hour event as well. So be on the lookout for details for that.
And if you guys recall, the Hillsborough River and Coastal Cleanup is an annual thing. And we are just, I think they have to assign us a location, or we have to pick a location, have to give us the options for that. So that's what we're waiting for, but just mark the date. What happened to the pictures? I have some beautiful pictures on there of like Jenny Springs I've never been to. I did put them in September. It's not. Anyway, John wanted to discuss the camping trip. Right, they're there. I did not.
Yes, I am John, and I'm here to discuss the camping trip. So I was just gauging everyone's feelings about it, since usually we do it in the springtime. That was more challenging than it has been in the past. So the new proposal is to do it sometime in the fall. And I was told October would be a good time. And I was just sort of gauging everybody's feelings on if October will work. And then I'll just start picking weekends. I mean, it is a little bit out, so I feel like it should be easier to plan for. I already have the plan for the food and all that other stuff in my mind, so there'll be no worries on that end. Any feedback on the camping trip?
Of October.
Can't wait.
See, the reason I thought about October is because it could be like a Blair Witch thing.
Jeez, Springs. It's an amazing place.
My only thought was, is it going to be a little chilly that time of year to do the tubing?
No,
but
it won't. Based on the past few years, October is still very hot in Florida, and the springs are the same temperature year round. That's part of the fun of springs.
Will we still have access to that 10-person tent?
I'll get back to you on that. Probably,
right.
But if not, I will come up with a solution.
All right. You know me, I'm always down for it.
I also will have several knives if people want knives.
I have no true camping skills, but I can bring an air mattress and I can bring what you tell me. So
cool. Yeah, I figure the plan for food, just to reiterate, because I know I said it at some point in the past, but I don't know if anybody remembers. The club usually covers lunch the first day, dinner, and then breakfast the next morning. So I'm going to be bringing stuff to deli meats and cheeses and stuff to make your own sandwiches, as well as probably peanut butter and jelly for people who may not enjoy meats and cheeses or can't have them. The idea for dinner is to get pizza from town, like we did the last time we had the camping trip, and then the breakfast the next morning is I was gonna do eggs and potatoes, and maybe breakfast sausage and bacon, if if there's those who are interested. You could also saute vegetables or fry up deli meats from the day before.
John, this year can we have 2 campfires so that way we can actually cook effectively?
No. Don't worry. I've watched lots of videos on how to make fire and use knives around a camp.
I've done it. Campground.
I'm gonna edit that before I put it on YouTube.
It'll be a prime opportunity for making TikToks and YouTube videos, that's for sure.
And mockumentaries?
Yeah, mockumentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, I can bring my camera.
Okay, well, if you guys have any ideas for the camping trip before then, just let John know. He's really planning the whole thing.
Yeah, you can reach out to me directly, or you can start a discussion on the event page that I made. Everybody should already have an invite on there. If we weren't Facebook friends, I don't know. If
Become Facebook friends. The end.
or just have Dylan, who I assume is everyone's friend on Facebook, add you to the event.
He probably is everyone's friend.
And the weekend that's on there isn't like the weekend, right? It's
No,
just-
there's a placeholder right now.
Picked it yet.
Yeah.
So if you want to nominate a weekend. Yeah, it's just all 31 days. You
I
just
don't have that much pizza.
It's a challenge of surviving.
how long you can survive.
It'll be the test run for the commune I keep talking about.
Totally legitimate one.
It is.
Everything I do is totally legitimate and legal. Don't ask questions.
I'm good with every weekend except for Halloween weekend. I think we should avoid that weekend.
I was not thinking of doing Halloween weekend. That's when I want to do a horror movie marathon at my house.
Without any of you.
All right. So thank you, John. And yeah, everyone just send your comments to John.
Yes.
And then it's just for next month, our next speaker is Debbie Megan, our district governor. And it's just an annual thing. The district governor comes out and discusses their goals and stuff. So
Honduras stories.
yes, which you can just come to you for Honduras stories. So it's fine. And that is all. Thank you, guys. No, I don't think so. Well, that was your thing. Birthdays on Facebook. So yes, thank you. Thank you again. For speaking. And now I guess we look outside and see if it's raining and if it's
It's
on
still
to get dinner. So probably don't want to walk to dinner. So we'll figure that out once we stop recording and all that. So thank you guys.
Like 3 people in this.
Wow.
I can thank you.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
And everybody online. There you go.
Prepared for it this time.
Yeah. The issue is
I loved it.
Wait,